Hey guys, it's Avi123, and I'm in here in my Minecraft world, and this is gonna have to be the last episode of the series because the biggest reason is because the downfall of my computer. It just can't handle this, especially this heavily modded mod pack, which is pretty sad because it's a skyblock map, and it should be considerably less laggy than a normal world since it's mostly void. Other than there's a lot of stuff here now, but yeah, my computer just can't handle it, and hopefully in the near future I'll get a new one that can handle more games and stuff like this heavily modded Minecraft series, because I really enjoyed this. This is a lot of fun, and for this last episode I'm gonna do like a little world tour of what I did, and not a lot of, like, some of the stuff that I have in here is not featured, and was not featured in like the last episode. I did a lot off camera. I recorded a few episodes and I looked back on them, and then I just realized that it just was too laggy, and I mean right now I'm getting like 5 to 10 FPS, which is horrid. That is disgustingly bad. And it's not gonna work out, this series. But yeah, I'm just gonna take a little world tour, and I built this. I mean, I didn't build it, but I redid the house with diamond bricks, gold bricks, and lapis bricks. And I redid this. This is the same structure, pretty much. I added these just for decoration, my bed here. And then one of the first things I built that I renovated recently was this mob tower. And mobs spawn up there, and then I have conveyor belts come down and fall down this hole, almost die, and then get chopped up by these swords that I have in these autonomous activators, and then get sucked into this vacuum hopper and go into the ME fluid terminal, ME interface, and ME fluid interface below there, and they get put into my AE system. And then I have these barrels with storage buses on them to hold all the drops. And these are actually fully upgraded barrels with, you see it has 114,688 items that can hold maximum. But yeah, I like the look of it now. It looks really nice. I like what I did with that. And then I built this towards the end. I think this was in the last couple of episodes that I recorded. But this has cursed earth in it, and basically cursed earth spawns mobs just rapidly. And then I have grinders under there to grind them up and give me mob essence, and then this slime spawner, slime grinder, with a auto spawner in there with a slime safari net so that it spawns slimes, and then it's the same deal but with blazes. Yeah, and then this thing over here is my gas spawner, and this spawns squids in an auto spawner, and then the squids get dropped into witch water, which then transforms into the gas. I have it all free now because it's really noisy and somewhat dangerous. But yeah, I have rev into the Condor rituals down there from Blood Magic, the Blood Magic mod, and that's what's allowing me to fly right now. And also pretty early on in the season, or the series, I built this. This is my magic tower, and this is basically where I held all my magic mod structures and builds and stuff like that. Oh, and there are actually fence right here. Yeah, that's weird. I do have this closed off. I have drawbridges here. Let me go through this my magic tower. So if I drop down here, oh god, come on. And I don't get hurt by the void because of my beautiful bound armor. I'll go over that in the last little bit. But over to the left, this is something that wasn't featured in the last episode either. It's my little potion room where I have a quantum link chain, or a quantum ring, which expands my AE system, which I really didn't need because I could just run a cord, but I thought it would be cool. I wanted to include these somewhere in my island, so I just thought it'd be cleaner to put this in here instead of cores that come into my little potion flask looking thing. And basically in here I have interfaces with recipes for potions, and if you put those ingredients into this auto brewer, it will make the respective potion. Then I have these interfaces also keep stock all the 8 potions of each type that these auto brewers are making. So I can come in here whenever I want, grab some splash potions of healing, I can grab some splash potions of harming, Or I can grab strength potions or regeneration potions. And do I have another one over here? Yeah, and invisibility potions. I didn't really think of anything to put in these other three that would be useful, but not too useful. I just thought it would be a cool idea to make a build out of it. And right in here, this is my enchanting room, where I did all my enchanting stuff, and these bookshelves aren't filled with enchanted books. I started to fill them up, but then I just realized that one string makes a quest book, and I could fit these in here and make it look really cool. So, yeah, some of these bookshelves, I think this whole row is made of actual enchanted books with level 1 enchants on them, but, you know, no big deal, because I have a ton of liquid XP coming from my mob farm over there. And then I have my typesetting table, anvil, auto enchanter, obviously my enchanting table with magical wood around it instead of bookshelves because it's more efficient. Auto anvil, printing press. Printing press and the typesetting table are for copying enchantment books, and then I have this filing cabinet filled with enchanted books so that I could put any enchant that I want on any item I want. And this was basically how I got all my blood over here. My blood, or my life essence as it's called, for blood magic and all the rituals and my bound armor and my bound tools and anything that includes blood magic includes some use of life essence. But yeah, basically I have the Well of Suffering ritual up here that I could turn on and off, but I really don't turn it on and off, really. And then villagers spawn on the 4 auto spawners back there, and they come over here, get killed by my Well of Suffering, and then this blood altar picks it up. If I knock this blood altar out, I see that I have a Fluid import bus. And I also have it so I always keep 25 kilo buckets in my AE system of life essence at a time, so I have a level emitter down there, stopping it whenever it reaches 25 kilo buckets. And I have this trading post, no villagers found in range. Yeah, that's because they're not spawned in, obviously, but going up to the next floor with these elevators right here. I have all my Ballad of Alchemy rituals, making me all of this alchemical goodness. And how this works is you stick an item in there, whatever the target item you want to make, and then you have an inventory to the left or right with the ingredients. And I have ME interfaces supplying them with ingredients, and then it automatically puts the ingredients into there, and then I have a level emitter stopping it when it gets to a certain point, and then I have a ME interface back there collecting all the items, because that's the output chest in the back. That's how these rituals work. I have 14 of them, I think. Is that right? Yep, 14 of them. And this is something that wasn't featured in the last episode either. It's a I think this is called the simple spell system. There's a complex spell system also, which gets in more depth and is more complex, hence the name. But basically, this is an enhanced, extremely enhanced version of the air sigil. And I think it like flies me up. Okay, 87, almost 100 blocks. So that's pretty impressive. And this is my crafting altar where I have all this stuff. And I changed this a little bit. This is different than what you guys saw in the last episode. A lot of this stuff is, but basically I have a chest instead of the autonomous activator because it was just not as efficient. And I changed some of these runes up. I have augmented capacity instead of the rune of the orb because in Archmage's Blood Orb, I can hold 10 million life essence in my life network, so it's not really worth it to put Rune of the Orb because I'm only adding like about 1 million in there with all the Rune of the Orb I had on here. But then I have Rune of Dislocation and then speed runes. Over here, the runes I have are Ritual, Dislocation, and Speed. And if I fly, actually I can't fly up there. If I go up a level, come on. Wow, my computer sucks. But yeah, this is my Thaumcraft room where I had golems collecting anything that were in these arcane alembics when I broke down items in my alchemical furnace, and they would take it and put it in one of these jars. Really nice system. And then I have this other level up here just for extra space for more warded jars. And then I have my runic altar here so that I can, what is it called? Fusion crafting? Infusion crafting, I think that's what the term is. Then I have my Thaumcraft armor over here so I can switch it out and then get my benefits. my V discounts for my armor when I'm crafting in my arcane work table. And then I had some stuff in here that are my shards. I actually did make, here, where is it? I think it's in my A system. I did complete your Wizard Steve, and I made the staff. Core of the Primal, which is like the top tier staff. And staffs are a little bit different than wands. You can't craft with them, but you can use like the foci. The foci, yeah. One foci. And they're basically like an attack weapon. Or a weapon, not a crafting utility. But yeah, this is my Thaumcrafter room. It's pretty good. I have all these heads and crystal clusters up there so that my runic altar stays stable. And if I move up a floor, I think it's more Thaumcraft stuff. Oh my god, I'm having real trouble getting up a floor. There you go. Wow, that's too hard than it should be. Harder than it should be. But here I have an automated alumentum crafter. So I have the alchemical constructs above my crucible, and I have a level emitter telling the hopper to not put in coal when I have enough alumentum. And then I have Ignis and Potentia being created from coal, and these things are getting fueled with alumentum. And then I have Cobblestone making the Perditio, and then the Saxum is going to a void jar back there. And yeah, that's connected to my AE system, and it outputs into the semi interface. That's that. I was planning on putting some more in here, like the Nitor and the, what's the other one called? Thaumium? I think Thaumium, yeah. That's the metal that's in Thaumcraft. And then if I come up here, I have my wand recharging area and my demon summoning area. So this is blood magic up here. This is where I summon my demons and get my demon blood shards from them. And this is my wand recharging pedestal with the compound recharge focus on top with a bunch of nodes around it. And if I flip this switch right here, it drops down these drawbridges, and that's to keep the demon inside here so he doesn't fly away. Keep him contained. And that's pretty much it for this, for my magic tower. Oh yeah. Let me go up there actually. No. There you go. Wow, this is really tough to actually play this. Okay, let me just use my workbook. Home. There you go. Now let me check out my factory area. This is where I had all my like power generation, and actually I didn't have any power generation out of my reactor, but I have my reactor over here, this nice road, this nice factory building. I really like this build. This is really nice. I feel like I did some good work on this map. There's some good builds, and I really like this one too. Yeah, so if I come in here, oh yeah, let me just cover this really quick. A lot of heavy redstone in here. So I have basically all these igneous extruders. They're going into a supply chest down there. And if I flip this switch, I'll switch between making applied energy singularities and octuple compressed cobblestone. Yeah, so that's that, and it makes octuple compressed. I'm making octuple compressed cobblestone right now. If I come to here, I have my Tinker's Construct stuff in here, which I really don't use anymore. Actually, I do some ore processing with that set up right there. And this is basically sifting sand and gravel into these autonomous activators, and then sifting it into vacuum hopper that brings this stuff, all the ores into here, and then all the other stuff into that chest over there to go back into my AE system. And right here I have a little netherrack and endstone crafting. So if I put a piece of redstone into this hopper, it'll come out as a piece of redstone, or a piece of netherrack. If I put a piece of glowstone in there, it'll come out as a piece of endstone. So that's pretty nice. I have this is my main smeltery where I did all my my tool forging. And then over here, this is where I made my steel, little workshop right here. Grass former with dirt supplying, and reversing hose, so it automatically turns the dirt into grass, and I can collect it or smash it for Thumbcraft shards. If I just take a good look at my AE system, you can see I have a lot of resources. A lot. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through everything, but that's some of it. And if I go up this elevator right here, this is where I did my ore processing from my laser drill up there. It went through here, and it went through, like, depending on the ore, it either went into a block smasher, which fortuned all of these, like, redstone and glowstone. I don't know if fortune actually does anything to glowstone, but it did break down the glowstone blocks, because that's what a laser drill collects, glowstone also. But it got all the ores got pulverized, all like the nether ores, and then got put into redstone furnaces to get smelted when they were in their dust form. And then this is like basically keeping my AE system stocked with certain items like flux electrum ingots and enderium and invar and electrum and various items, mostly ingots actually. I come down here and over to my farm area, because that's basically it for this. Oh my god, alright. Okay, so starting off here, I had my tree farm, which I kind of switched up the trees that I was growing in here. At first I was growing oak, but then I got way too much oak. Then I started growing spruce and birch, and I was always growing rubber, so I had a constant supply of rubber. And then I have 4 animal farms. I have pigs in here, getting breeded. Then I'm collecting sewage and mob essence from XP and the animals. Then the chronotyper right there is bringing all the babies into this area, and then when they grow up, I have a slaughterhouse there. Sounds so terrible. I sound like a terrible person right now. There's a slaughterhouse that collects liquid meat and pink slime. Then I have sheep over here, with a rancher over there being sheared automatically, so I can collect wool. And then they're being bred. Same deal with the chronotyper, and then brings them over here as their babies, and then, you know, everything happens there. I'm not going to explain it in detail, because that's pretty cruel, but... And then I have chickens over here, and the eggs are collected by that vacuum hopper. And, like I said, 2 vacuum hoppers. Yeah, I guess I did. Same deal, being bred, chronotyper, bring them over here, dying. Then cows are being I have a rancher down there for milk, so I can collect milk for a quest. And then over here, I had mushrooms with a rancher, so I could collect mushroom stew for a different quest. And then I have squid. God damn it! I have where was I? Over here, squid. I have a rancher on these squid, so I can collect ink sacs. And then I have one huge wheat field. And on the other side, I have one huge carrot and potato field, so that I can supply my pigs with carrots and myself with potatoes, and I can supply the cows and sheep with wheat and the chickens with seeds, and for other uses also. Then I have a mushroom farm where the witch water would get collected and then either put into the fluid void or this portable tank. And I was collecting. At first I just had the fluid void because I wasn't really collecting witch water, but then I found a use for it. So, and whenever the witch water gets taken out of the barrel, it grows a mushroom, or 2 or 3, and then my harvester collects it. And then I have different various farms with planters and harvesters, garlic, onion, spice leaf, lettuce, zucchini, chili pepper, corn, soybean, tomato, bell pepper, strawberry, and eggplant. And then these 3 farms over here with the Natura bushes, where 3 harvesters on each of them were picking up all the berries that they were growing, and then sending them through cyclic assemblers to turn them into normal Pam's Harvestcraft berries. And I never really did get most of this done, but that's my flower farm down here. I never even started bees, actually, which is kind of disappointing, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Oh, and I'm starving, and Let me just do that because I don't feel like getting food out. Cheating, you know. No big deal. Under my netherwort farm, oh yeah, I didn't even show you guys these farms. I have netherwort, sugarcane, cactus, which I stopped because I don't really need cactus, really. I mean, there's no use for it. Pumpkin and melon. Yeah, and that's that. Under the netherwort farm, though, I have a redstone and bloodwood farm, mostly for redstone. But basically, redstone leaves have a chance to drop redstone. Bloodwood leaves have a chance to drop redstone when they're harvested. I think this is turned off too because I had too much of a surplus of redstone. I had like 100-some thousand of it. But yeah, then the sapling gets put down, and then it gets bone meal. Then the harvester collects everything from the bloodwood. And over here, I have my flower farm where I had pistons shaking the dirt or shaking the grass with a timer over here, a hopper timer, alternating them so that whenever something was grown with bone meal, I have autonomous activators under there with bone meal in them, so that everything gets planted, and then the pistons shake it off so that they get collected by vacuum hoppers, and then all the seeds were dumped into a trash can, and then all the flowers were dumped into this ME interface. And this is where I was planning on doing bees, but never really worked out. Now I'll go into my basement area. That's the final area, I think. Yeah, I think I covered everything else. Down here, I have my ME controller. This is the core of my ME system that spreads all throughout my island. I think I have some incorporation of applied energistics in all my areas, in all my regions on my island. So down here, I just kind of have the same deal that I had in my factory. I have certain items being kept in stock. Like, this is actually an extension of my factory, Flux Electrum. And I have Ender Pearls, so that whenever I want to craft a Tesseract. And then I have Redstone, so whenever I want to craft conduits or Fluxed Electrum Blend, I think. No, that's being crafted in something else. And then Glowstone for whenever I wanted to craft glowstone illuminators or impulse item ducts. And then in here I just had different items being kept stuck. I think I had mostly like toast. And yeah, this is my toast one. Toast and like steak and chicken being cooked and kept in stock. And then in here, this is kind of makeshift so I could collect blue slime. I was having green slime dirt being sifted. And then here was my quest delivery system where I could select a quest, put it in there. And I currently have the toast quest being put into here. But then I had, basically how this worked was comparators detect whenever there's a quest selected. So I had this rednet cable turn these on, like the fluid duct and this. So this is activated by a redstone signal, and then the comparator would send out a redstone signal and turn on the export bus and the fluid duct and item duct, respectively. And they get put in the QDS. And this is just a little decorative table / desk I built. Little addition. Then this is where I had my my molecular assembly chamber. And then I had my core, the core of my fluid ME system, my extra cells system, which is an add-on to Applied Energistics. I had all my fluids stored in these 64K drives and two 4K drives for lava and water. And then I had some barrels over here, collecting some of this stuff so it doesn't get stuffed up in my AE system. The storage buses on the back. Then I had an auto crafter for soybean and bubbly water, or soy milk, silken tofu, and firm tofu. Then I have a filing cabinet up here from all my micro blocks. Pattern encoder, partition editor, so I can edit storage cells to say blacklist this and whitelist this. IO port, so I can transfer cells into network or network into cells. Fluid crafting chamber, which I had a couple. Yeah, I was crafting fresh milk and fresh water in there. Then I had my main tesseract that whenever I needed a machine to input into my AE system, I could just put a tesseract on the back and it would either output into a fluid interface or a normal interface. I think in here it tells me in my controller. I'll look in a second. But then I had lava bucket and water bottle and bucket crafters in here. I had all my my slur. I had all my sewage going into here and being processed by my composters making fertilizer, which I really never used that much. I have a auto disenchanter, 3 tesseracts. I think these are sending fluids to certain machines. Yeah, water, open blocks XP, and I think mob essence in that one too. This is where I was telling you before about crafting berry or natura berries into Pam's Harvest Craft berries. And yeah, that's that for this room. I'm gonna go check them out on my controller to show you how many crafting CPUs I have in my molecular assembly chamber. 44 containment walls, 8 pattern providers, and 19 crafting CPUs. So that's pretty good. 54 heat vents also. My ME system, the energy use is 100, somewhere between like 110 and 140 MJ per tick, which is pretty substantial, or what's the word? Pretty heavy in energy usage is what I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, and then I have my glacial precipitators there, which is making snowballs and ice for me. And yeah, that's basically my world. And I hope you guys liked the world tour. Leave a like if you did, and leave a dislike if you thought that my FPS was crappy. Actually, don't leave a dislike, that was a joke, but you know. Likes are always appreciated. Hope to see you guys in the next video. And I'll never see you again in Agrarian Skies, so see you next time.